Hello, children. Welcome to this science online class. I hope you all are doing good. And last time we were studying the chapter called Reaching the Age of Adolescence, isn't it? And last time I've prepared the video of part 1, okay? And only the half part of the chapter was done. And this video is the second part of the chapter, okay? So before I begin, I would like to request every one of you, before watching this part 2, please make sure you have finished watching part 1, okay? Then only you'll understand. Okay, now let us begin. Okay, now let's look at secondary sexual characters in boys and girls. Okay, so in boys, they began to grow facial hair, that is mustache and beard. The hair also begins to grow on chest and under the arms and the region above the thighs or the pubic regions. And in girls, the breast begins to develop, the hair begins to grow on the chest, under the arms and the region above the thighs or the pubic regions. Right, so now let's move on to next slide. Hormones. What are hormones? Okay, we'll first of all we'll define what is hormones. The changes which occurs at adolescence are controlled by a chemical substances called hormones. So hormones are the secretions from endocrine glands. Okay, so in boys, the testes begins to release male hormones or testosterone. This causes hair growth. In girls, the ovaries begin to produce the female hormones or estrogen, which makes the breast develop. Milk secreting glands or mammary glands develop inside the breast. The production of these hormones is under the control of another hormone in endocrine glands called pituitary glands. All right, so what is the definition of hormones? It is the changes that occurs in adolescence, and adolescence ma bhako जुन चाहिँ चेन्जेसहरु तिमीले देख्दैछ, it is controlled by एउटा chemical substances उसको नाम चाहिँ hormones भनेर हामीले चिन्छौँ. Right. So roles of hormone in initiating reproductive functions. So what is the role played by hormones, okay, in reproductive functioning? So there are many endocrine glands or ductless glands in the body. The testes and the ovaries secrete sex hormones. The sex hormones are under the control of hormones from the pituitary gland. The pituitary gland secretes many hormones, one of which ova matures in ovaries and sperm forms in the testes. Okay. The onset of puberty is controlled by hormones. Okay, so the puberty, all whatever happens in puberty, it is controlled by hormones. So hormones from the pituitary stimulates testes and ovaries to release testosterone in male and estrogen in female, and release in the bloodstreams and reach part of the body, that is target site, stimulate changes in the body at the onset of puberty. Reproductive phase of life in human. In female, the reproductive phase of life begins at puberty and generally lasts till the age of approximately 45 to 50 years. The ovum matures and is released by one of the ovaries once in about 28 to 30 days. During this period, the wall of the uterus becomes thick so as to receive the egg, in case it is fertilized, and begins to develop. Okay. So let's define what is menstruation. Let's now know what is menstruation. When fertilization does not occur, they release eggs, and the thickening lining of the uterus along with its blood vessels are shed off every month, okay, in females. So this causes bleeding in women, which is called menstruations. All right, so menstruations occurs once in about 28 to 30 days. Every 28 देखि 30 days मा चाहिँ woman will have menstruation. And what is menstruation? It is the release of egg and the thickening जुन चाहिँ uterus को lining हुन्छ, it started to shed blood. Okay, so that causes women to bleed, and it is termed as menstruations. And now let's study menarche. What is menarche? The first menstrual flow begins at the puberty is termed as menarche. When you start having your periods, the first time we refer it as menarche. Okay, and at the age of 45 to 50, the menstruation cycle stops. Okay, and that term is referred to as menopause. The first one is menstruation, when you started to have your periods. Okay, and first time when you have your periods, that is menarche. Okay, I'm talking about girls. All right, so menopause चाहिँ केलाई भन्छ, at the age of 45 to 50 years of age, the menstruation cycle stops, and that is known as menopause. So stoppage of menstruation is termed as menopause. Initially, menstruation cycle may be irregular. It takes some time to becomes regular. So how is the sex of the baby determined? है अब एउटा नानी चाहिँ whether एउटा girl हुन्छ कि boy हुन्छ भनेर चाहिँ how it is determined, we'll find out now. Chromosomes inside the fertilized egg or zygote is the instructions for determining the sex of the baby. The instruction is present in the thread-like structure called chromosomes. Okay, so this chromosome is found in the DNA, okay, nucleus of the cell. All right, so these chromosomes are present inside the nucleus of every cells. All human have 23 pairs of chromosome in which nuclei of their cell. Okay, so जुन चाहिँ यो 23 pairs of chromosomes छ त्यसमा one pair लाई चाहिँ हामीले sex chromosomes भनेर refer गर्छ. Alright, so sex chromosomes are the two chromosomes out of 23 pairs of chromosomes. Okay, so they are named as X and Y chromosomes. Female मा चाहिँ के हुन्छ, they have only X chromosomes, they don't have Y chromosomes. Okay, so in female we have XX chromosomes. Okay, and the male मा चाहिँ के हुन्छ, they have one X and one Y chromosomes. Okay, so chromosome in egg and sperms. The gamete, egg and sperms have only one set of chromosomes, that is egg. Right? The unfertilized egg always have one X chromosome, and sperm, these are of two types. One kind has an X chromosome and the other kind has a Y chromosomes. मैले अघि भनिहालेँ जस्तो गरे एगमा चाहिँ you'll only find XX chromosome because egg is produced by females, alright, and sperm is produced by male, and the male मा चाहिँ के हुन्छ, X and Y chromosomes हुन्छ भन्दैछ. Okay, in boys, if the sperm contributes a Y chromosome to the egg at fertilization, the zygote would develop into a male child. And when a sperm containing X chromosome fertilizes the egg, the zygote would have two X chromosome and develops into a female child. Okay, as shown in next slide. अब यो slide मा हेर, first मा कसरी sex determine गर्दै रहेछ. So female जुन चाहिँ हुन्छ मेल मा चाहिँ X and Y chromosomes देख्दैछ, and female has XX chromosomes है. जब फादरले चाहिँ X chromosome दियो भने चाहिँ केटीकोमा त X chromosome मात्रै हुन्छ नि त, सो त्यो कम्बाइन भएर एउटा छोरी जन्मिन्छ. तर जब when a father gives Y chromosomes है fertilization को बेलामा, so Y chromosome दियो भने चाहिँ an X and Y combines and forms a male boy. Okay, so father is responsible for determining the sex of the baby. Okay, जब केटाले डिटरमाइन गर्छ whether एउटा छोरी हुन्छ कि छोरा हुन्छ भनेर, it solely depends on male, alright, not on female part, because female मा त XX chromosome मात्रै छ, उसले त XY दिनु सक्दैन. Okay, so are you getting my point? So X and Y हुनु लागि चाहिँ फादरले if X दिएपछि छोरी जन्मियो because X and X हुन्छ, अन्त if father gives Y chromosome, then the the child will be born as a male. Okay, I hope you understood. So let's now move on to next slide. Hormones other than sex hormones. अब हाम्रो जिउमा sex hormones मात्रै छैन नि, there are so many hormones in our body. So we'll study about it. The hormones secreted by the pituitary stimulates testes and ovaries to produce their hormones. The pituitary is attached to the brain. Okay, so apart from the pituitary, there are other endocrine glands in the body such as a thyroid, pancreas and adrenals. at this slide, okay? यहाँनिर जुन चाहिँ एउटा मान्छेको घाँटीमा डल्लो जस्तो देख्दैछ, that disease is called goiter, okay? So this is the disease of thyroid gland. Thyroid gland ले गर्दाखेरि भएको disease हो यो. In this disease, the thyroid gland is not producing the hormones thyroxine. जब हाम्रो thyroid gland ले चाहिँ thyroxine hormone produce गर्नु कम्ती गर्छ, stop गर्छ, then we suffer from this disease called goiter. Alright, and next we have is diabetes. When pancreas हाम्रो pancreas जिउमा जब हाम्रो भुँडीमा pancreasले चाहिँ उसले चाहिँ is not reducing the hormones insulin in a insufficient quantities है, it is known as diabetes. त्यो फेजलाई चाहिँ हामीले diabetes भन्दे रहेछ. ओके, जब चाहिँ pancreasले चाहिँ अब जति hormones हुन्छ नि त्यो insulinsहरूलाई घटाउनु कम्ती गर्नु चाहिँ छोड्छ. ओके, then we suffer from a disease called diabetes. Okay, so let's move on to the next slide. The role of hormones in completing the life history of an insect and frog. Metamorphosis in insect is controlled by insect hormones, okay? So in a frog, it is controlled by thyroxines, the hormone produced by thyroid. So the thyroxine production requires the presence of iodine in water. If the water in which the tadpoles are growing doesn't contain sufficient iodine, the tadpole can't become adultery, okay? Reproductive health. The physical and mental well-being of an individual is regarded as individual's health. To keep the body healthy, every human being needs to have a balanced diet. The person must also observe personal hygiene and undertake adequate physical exercise. This is essential for the growth of the body. अब हामीले health को कुरा गर्दा है, when we are physically and mentally well छ भने then we are healthy नि त हैन. So to keep our body healthy, हामी सबैजनाले चाहिँ it is essential to have a balanced diet. Balanced diet भनेपछि जुन चाहिँ डाइटमा चाहिँ all the nutritional requirement हुन्छ नि, न्युट्रिएन्टहरू चाहिँ प्रेजेन्ट हुन्छ. ओके, त्यो डाइटलाई चाहिँ हामीले ब्यालेन्स डाइट भन्छ. जस्तो गरेर दाल, रोटी, सब्जी खान्छ नि हामीले, द्याट इज अ प्रपर डाइट. ओके, ब्यालेन्स डाइट. So taking a proper balanced diet is very essential for your growth and development. Nutritional needs of the adolescents. Adolescents, सबैजना you are now reaching the age of an adolescence. So what are the needs of adolescents? We are studying. So adolescence is a stage of rapid growth and development. जहाँनिर चाहिँ एकदम तिमीहरूको एकदम अब ग्रोथ एकदम ऱ्यापिडली भइरहेको छ है. There are so many growth and the development is taking place हैन. So the diet for an adolescent has to be carefully planned. The diet must be the balanced diet. Iron-built blood and iron-rich food such as leafy vegetable, gregaries, meat, etc. are good for adolescents भन्दैछ हैन. So राम्रो खाना खानु पर्यो adolescents ले, so that हाम्रो body राम्रोसँग growth होस् हैन. Because and adolescents like चाहिँ they need a lot of energy हैन. Alright. सो ब्यालेन्स डाइटको बारेमा पढ्दाखेरि चाहिँ अब अघि नै मैले भनिहालेको छु, अ डायट विच कन्टेन्स अल द एसेन्सियल न्युट्रिएन्ट. ओके, सो द मिल विच इन्क्लुड्स प्रोटिन, यो न्युट्रिएन्टै हो नि त सबै हैन. सो प्रोटिन, कार्बोहाइड्रेट, फ्याट्स है, भिटामिन सबै भएको रिक्विजिट प्रपोर्सनमा भएकोलाई चाहिँ हामीले ब्यालेन्स डाइट भन्छ. जस्तो गरेर रोटी, दाल, मिल्क एन्ड भेजिटेबल्स आर अ ब्यालेन्स डाइट. फ्रुट अल्सो प्रोभाइड नरिसमेन्ट फर इन्फेन्ट है, आमा सानो नानीहरूलाई चाहिँ आमाको दुध हुन्छ जुन चाहिँ है, mother's milk provide all the nourishment that they need. Okay, so what are the points to remember? Chips and packed or canned snacks, though very tasty, they are very tasty, but हामीले regular meal को बदली चाहिँ खानु भएन. अगर if we are having chips, it doesn't like we can have chips हैन, तर अब हामीले खानाको साटोमा चाहिँ खानु भएन. हामीले we have to eat a proper diet, then you can take one chips हैन. तर आज म माम खान्दिनँ, खाना खान्दिनँ, म चिप्स खान्छु एक प्याकेट भनेर चाहिँ that is very bad भन्दैछ. ओके, So, personal hygiene, everyone should have a bath at least once every day. It is more necessary for the teenagers because the increased activity of sweat glands sometimes make the body smelly. All parts of the body should be washed and cleaned every day. If cleanliness is not maintained, there are chances of catching bacterial infections. है अब राम्रोसँग नुहाएर सफा गरेर है हामीले हाइजिन मेन्टेन गरेनौँ भने obviously we are prone to catch diseases, okay, infections. Special care for girls. Girls should take special care of cleanliness during the time of menstrual flow. They should keep track of their menstrual cycle and be prepared for the onset of menstruation. Again, मैले भनिहालेँ that menstruation cycle is 28 to 30 days भनेर है. So you have to, girls should make sure that you have to keep a track on your menstruation so that next time when you are due for your menstruation, you should be prepared. All right. So physical exercise, walking and playing in fresh air, keeping the body fit and healthy. All the young boys and girls should take walk, exercise and play outdoor games. Okay. About because of this pandemic situations, we are locked inside our homes. We are not being able to go out freely, but that doesn't mean we can't exercise. Okay. Physical exercise is very essential in adolescence. So you have to keep on exercising. You have to take small walks, okay, and घरमा कामहरू गरिरहनु पर्यो यताउता, okay, त्यहाँ बसेर फोन मात्रै खेलाइराखेर चाहिँ you won't be fit, okay. Your body needs some exercise also. So, and next we have is say no to drugs. Obviously, the topic itself says that we have to say no to drugs, isn't it? So adolescence is a period of much activity in the body and the mind, which is a normal part of growing up. So do not feel confused or insecure. If anybody suggests that you will get relief if you take some drugs, just say no unless prescribed by a doctor भन्दैछ है. अब साथीहरू peer प्रेसरमा चाहिँ never take drugs भन्दैछ. Unless a medical emergency भएर चाहिँ दबाई खानु पर्यो भने मात्रै, नभए चाहिँ unnecessarily don't take drugs. Even साथीले नै बेस्ट फ्रेन्डले नै खा भन्दैछ भए पनि हामीले खानु भएन हैन. We should make it a habit of saying no to drugs, isn't it? Because drugsले खाएर कोही उम्बो लागेको देखेको छ तिमीहरूले? नो होइन. क्यान यु गिभ एनीबडीज इक्जाम्पल जहाँनिर चाहिँ एउटा मान्छे ड्रग खाएर चाहिँ एकदम राम्रो तरक्की गरेको? Nobody, होइन. We can not give any examples of such people, isn't it? Because obviously drugs खाने मान्छेहरू चाहिँ obviously they'll end up their life है अब कस्तो नराम्रो पाराले उनीहरूले जिउनुपर्छ होइन. दे आर एडिक्टिभ है. अन्त त्यहाँदेखि पछि मान्छेले याद पनि गर्दैन, काम गर्नु पनि सक्दैन, फ्यामिलीसँग पनि राम्रो हुँदैन है. सो ड्रग्स आर एडिक्टिभ है. अब वान्स यो साथीहरूले लु एकखेप चाखिहालौँ न, यो गरिहाल न भनेर ट्राई पनि गर्नु हुँदैन. बिकज वान्स यु डु it will become your habit, होइन. So if you take them once, होइन, you'll feel like taking them again and again, होइन. So they harm the body, so they ruin your health and as well as happiness, होइन. त्यही कारणले you should be able to say no to drugs, okay. सो HIV भनेर सुनेको छ है. क्लास 8 पुगिसक्यो तिमीहरू. ह्युमन एड्स भनेर हामीले कुरा गर्छ है. ह्युमन एचआइभीको फुल फर्म इज ह्युमन इम्युनो डेफिसिएन्सी भाइरस. अलराइट. सो एड्स इज कज बाई अ डेन्जरस भाइरस कॉल्ड HIV. The virus can pass on to normal person from an infected person by sharing the syringe used for infecting drugs. है ड्रग्सहरू दिँदाखेरि अगर त्यो मान्छेलाई एड्स छ भने तिमीले त्यही सेम सिरिन्ज युज गर्यो भने you will be infected, होइन. So it can also be transmitted from an infant to from the infected mother through her milk, है. एउटा आमाकोबाट पनि सर्ने चान्सेस हुँदो रहेछ अगर if mother is infected with that virus. And the virus can also be transmitted through sexual contact with the person infected with HIV infections, okay.